Hello and welcome back to another Pickled Unscripted. As always, I have with me the very confused and inebriated Matt, the Pickled Dragon.
I don't think I'm too confused about this though.
Yeah?
It is delicious. So the last Tamdu bottle I had was a limited edition, and this one is a special edition. So you know it's good. Um,
Can you
but
taste the difference?
my wife got me this one. It is different. It is different. This one, it just has uh, a slight more amount of heat going down, and I really like it though.
Mm.
But it's got that sherry finish, you know?
Mm.
I just love all of that. I'll take it all day long.
I know how much you like that sherry cask.
Yes. Oh, sherry of Journey fame. I just aged myself, didn't I?
So, we have an interesting video today. But before we jump into it, if you guys are looking for new dice for you, your friends, your DM, dnddice.com, promo code pickled. dnddice.com, promo code pickled. Pick up some new dice for your friends, for your DM, for your boyfriend, for your girlfriend, for your parents. Pick them up.
Yeah, they have some new sets coming out. They have this new werewolf set. They're very the dice look very kind of lunar in color. It's very cool. And for a limited time, there's like this little werewolf bust that's going out with each set.
Limited edition.
Yeah, limited.
dnddice.com, promo code pickled.
Yes, awesome.
So,
Yeah.
we
So
found something on the internet.
yeah, we found that D&D is gonna join the ranks of McDonald's. It's
Yep.
going the way of McDonald's and all the other franchises out there. It's just they're just gonna like whore out D&D to the highest bidder, it sounds like. Um, and it is um, I guess well, let's just share this article. This is from Wargamer, but it's actually on a number of different sites. I just grabbed this one only because there was a bit more information on this one than the other ones. But they brought in some former Halo video game executive, and he's going full franchise, baby, full franchise. There's going to
Halo.
be, yeah, merchandising. We're going to have D&D soap, D&D hats, D&D, the car freshener. It's going to be D&D everything.
Do we really need that?
Well, that's what I think of when I think franchise, like they're just gonna like sell the brand in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, I agree with you, but my question is, do we really need that?
Mm.
I don't think so.
There are people out there that do love anything with a little ampersand on it in the shape of a dragon, you
Okay.
know.
Well, if that's the case, then they should go to dracoya.com.
So they're talking about, it says here, they're D&D movies, videos, books. I wonder if books also means like D&D books. And other licensed products all live under one roof, says the new franchise head.
This does kind of make sense. I have been seeing so many books, advertisements for D&D books pop up lately, and all of these published adventures and fiction novels. So that tracks.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know, for what I've seen, and forgive me if you're a fan, but the more recent D&D books, I have kind of felt like the trash.
Oh, yeah, no, they're trash.
I've only seen samples of them, but you only need to read a few paragraphs to realize if you're going to like something or not, or the style of writing. And oh my God, it's just
Maybe they
my
can ex
personal opinion.
maybe they can explain to us where the magical tacos came from.
Yeah, magical tacos
Magical
or
tacos.
hamburgers.
No, it was
So,
tacos. Magical tacos in the pictures from the handbook. The flying magical tacos.
Yes, I forgot about that. Wasn't there
I will
sushi rolls
keep
too?
keep coming back to that. Damn,
So
now I want a margarita.
I, you know, I hear, I can see the comment section now. It's gonna say it doesn't matter. We all have our own D&D, game. They can't stop us from playing the way we want it to. But as I've said, time in, time out, I care about what happens to the intellectual property known as Dungeons and Dragons. The legacy of it's important to me. When they started retconning all of the lore, it really bugged me. Um, and this idea of it going into franchise mode, to me, it's like gutting the soul out of the
It's
game.
very sad.
Because they're gonna want a unified message, a unified whether it's on a D&D game or a video game or the tabletop game or a bar of soap or whatever. They're gonna want it to be all unified, and it just reminds me of like if you go into a McDonald's in Louisiana, it's exactly like a McDonald's you're gonna find in Canada. Like it's just this sterile cookie cutter soulless experience that you
Mm.
feel shameful of after you're done with it. And I, that bothers me. It's like, oh, how the mighty have fallen. The corporate goons at Hasbro have realized that their best laid plans for the VTT and the future of the game are derailed. No one's digging into it. So now it's time to like pick the bones clean and see how much money they can make off of it. Um, like I said, I keep hearing these people say, and I'm just kind of scrolling through the article here so people can look at it if they want, but um, the you know people have said that it doesn't matter because we could do whatever we want. But I always think like in 20 years when a bunch of the old grognards are gone, or in 30 years, you know if D&D continues the way it is, I only see it pittering out as a hobby. Now there are other games, and Jacoya, you had said that this is the great open door opening for all the indie products out there, and that's awesome. I can't tell you um, how exciting that is that there's just this huge uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Huge uh,
Influx of other
yeah,
RPG,
other
other
RPGs that
stories, and
options.
now, yeah, lots of opportunity for these smaller creators to really rise to the top. But
Yeah,
I also think that 30 years from now, we're still going to be calling it D&D. But the difference is that maybe 30 years from now, a lot of people won't know why.
yeah, it's kind of sad. Again, I care about what happens to the IP. They're super excited. They're going to make their bank. They're going to be making money off of this.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they're excited. I'd be excited too if I thought I could make millions off of somebody else's work.
Yeah, yeah, and he writes here, or he's quoted as saying, "The impact here cannot be overstated. This is massive for D&D and will allow a strong, coordinated, and well-funded approach for the franchise, and most importantly, for us, the fans. So you'll get your D&D, the flamethrower, or D&D, whatever." Um,
I
and
am kind of excited about the idea of video games, and I liked Baldur's Gate a lot. Okay, I did. Before I get like stabbed, I did like Baldur's Gate. But, but I did not like it as much as other RPG video games like Divinity because it was too convoluted. It was too easy. It was easy.
and um I kind of feel I kind of feel like uh I don't know. What I want to say about the video games is that if I play a D&D video game, it's probably me pulling out the original Baldur's Gate or Baldur's Gate 2 or
Right.
Neverwinter Nights or the Temple of Elemental Evil video game. Like I've played them all 1,000 times, but I still really enjoy them. Um, and the you know there is this tendency though, at least from my perspective, of D&D has gone so far off the rails in terms of um, what I enjoy as a game. I've heard a lot of people say, it's like Marvel superheroes meets Dungeons and Dragons, because the characters seemingly can do everything and anything. A single character is a healer, a DPS machine, and so on. And to me, what's most important is this idea of collaboration. In the older versions, the wizard was just the, a pincushion who needed to have that fighter in front of him, that meat shield in front of him to protect him. And, every class had something they were really good at that they would coordinate and as a group would um, would be able to tackle their challenges. Whereas now, I kind of feel like with the newest edition in particular, every every character class is kind of a fortress unto itself.
Yeah.
I maybe that's for some people, but it's not really for me. And based on sales, it doesn't seem to be what the general fan base wanted either. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. You know, it's
What do you
crazy.
guys think? Maybe you should comment down below. You should like, you should subscribe, and let us know what you guys think. Are we overreacting again? Or
Oh,
do we actually have some pretty valid points? I feel like we have some valid points, Matt. And you know what I've been doing recently? I have been rewatching Stranger Things, which it's been a few years since I've watched it, and oh man, it's so good. Also because the new season is supposed to be coming out, I think later this year, I think.
I don't
And
know.
I believe it was this year that it's supposed to come out, and I'm excited about it. But you know, Stranger Things, they talk about D&D a lot in the first few seasons, and it's classic D&D. And D. And even though it doesn't really have anything to do with the plot per se, it did kind of make me feel nostalgic to see all these old maps and these books in the background, and I'm like, "Aw, I remember that. That's so
Yeah,
cute."
the Dave Trampier art, that's good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
But one of the things I remember most about, there's a lot of Gary Gygax quotes floating around, but I remember in an interview him saying that, the spirit of the game is really not in the rules, but in what the players do in their games, meaning um, he didn't want any two tables to be playing exactly the same way. He wanted everyone to kind of take the game wherever they wanted it, and a rules light game is much easier to do that than a rules heavy. And yes, the combat system is a little bit more streamlined than 3.5, but each character class is crazy with the number of features and so forth that they're saddled with. So, but anyway, I'm just on a
I
soapbox.
I
I
would like to believe, and this is coming from someone who didn't know Gary personally, never met the guy personally, but I would like to believe, based on all that I've learned about this man, that as long as people are able to come together as a group with their friends and hang out and play a tabletop RPG filled with collaboration and teamwork and imagination, that I would like to believe that Gary would be very happy that that could just happen at all, regardless of whether or not it's built on his classic rules and it's called D&D.
Here's to in-person games and down with McD&D.
And here's to Gary.
Gary. All right, thanks, guys.
Come
Bye.
back and have another round on us.
Woo.